Hi there, this is Michelle Barnhill, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, coming from Summerville, South Carolina. Um, welcome to my channel. I did want to make a short little video, it's just kind of going over some of the things that I'm recently learning on YouTube. There's so many good videos on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok, so many different avenues that you can take to keep yourself organized with your Stampin' Up products or any of your crafting products that you have. So this could kind of go along with any of your ribbon storage that you have. We're particularly going to be working with 5/8, and the ribbon is a 1/2 inch wide, but these are the new colors of Stampin' Up, the in colors for 2026 to 2028. They come in beautiful colors, but what I wanted to do is kind of tame them or keep them organized so they don't flop out the drawers or out of the storage areas that we have. So if you see um, this one right here, beautiful color, one of my favorite colors, um, you can see that we have like a little mechanism right here to keep it in check. So when you're going and you're pulling some ribbon off, and say it gets a little bit long, let's just say, let's pull it some more, and you've got like a long ribbon to go ahead and make a nice little bow. Once you're cut it off and you're done with it, you can move this so that it stays in check, and it'll stay that way no matter what you do. So, and if it does fall out of this little hole, it's okay because you can take your pick and you can move it right, underneath it and pull it right back out. No biggie. So let's go ahead and get started on making this. I was so excited to see a lot of the demonstrators and a lot of our crafters out there coming up with some really cool ideas to keep everything organized. Um, I will be providing a free tutorial on this, or a PDF to kind of guide you through how to make this little tag. And then I do give measurements, just a short little measurement um, area right here, just kind of telling you what sizes that you could use. I did have some extra paper that I wanted to use, but you could use an 8.5 by 11 sheet if you wanted to use a new sheet. Stampin' Up does offer some beautiful cardstock, and one of their cardstock is called the Basic White. You could use that. I'm just going to go ahead and use what I have, so that we can not waste anything that we have, and so forth. So we're going to start off by, if you had an 8.5 by 11 sheet, you're still going to cut it at 5 1/4 by half. But we're going to start off with this little sheet and start off with a 5 1/4, like so. Bring this down just a tiny bit. All right, and you're going to cut that, and then we're going to cut this at a half. And you can make a bunch of these at one time if you had a bunch of spools like I do. But I just kind of wanted to give you a little brief look at one of them, and then go from there. So the next thing we're going to do after we did a half is we're going to go ahead and score it 1 3/8 and at 2, first of all. So we're going to bring this up, and then 1 3/8. I have a little cheat thing right here that kind of gives me measurements. So 3/8 is a little over 1/4 and a little less than a half. So you can take it at 1 3/8 would put it right about there. Okay, you're going to use your scoring blade, and then we're going to do 2. So we're going to bring it over to the 2 mark and score that. And then again at 3 1/4. 3 1/4 puts it right there. And 3 7/8. Right there. I'm going to bring that over a little bit. I had that wrong. Okay. 3 7/8. All right. So there you have your scoring. We'll move this out of the way. And then if you want to, you can take and kind of make sure that they get nice and bent so that you have a good score line. So you can burnish that with your foam folder. And all of the supplies that I'm using are going to be listed into the PDF and also in the description of this video, so you'll know where to be able to purchase them. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. I'll leave the link for that so you could shop with me anytime, 24 hours a day. So after you score that, then what you want to do is you're going to kind of put we're going to put a hole puncher that's right in the middle of this, but we want to kind of mark that so that we know that we're staying in the middle. And then you bring this through and you'll be able to see exactly where those markings are. And then you punch it out. So now what we have is we could go ahead and cut the clear wrapping on that. And you'll see how this exactly works. So I want to go ahead and pull that through now. Get that right through that hole. Got a little bit of buttered fingers. It's okay. We'll get it through. All right, there we go. Well, maybe not. Okay, there we go. So once we get that moving through, then we can go ahead and pull out the other side and bend it and then tape it so that it stays in place. Okay. So you can kind of leave that a little loose just to give you some wiggle room a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and tape this down and make sure that we get all of the areas glued. There we go. And then we're going to push that down, and then we have ourselves a mechanism to make sure it stays in check. So you can move it, don't move it too far if you can, that way it doesn't come out of that little hole, but it'll stay tight right there. And then you'll have all of them, see it will come out if you have a little bit less than what it should be. But that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to move that and then take a pick and then pull it through. Look, it worked. So we'll leave a little bit more than just that. And then now you have perfectly way to store your ribbon so that it stays, in line and organized. And that's about it. So I just wanted to do a short video on that, and I'll go ahead and post the PDF on my website. And if you have any questions or if you need anything, please don't hesitate to give me a call. And I hope y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.